So this seventh week is, for the most part, focused on building a database or CRM, and building a database that can actually help you build your business going forward. So the basics we talked about on Monday are a CRM is basically, in my mind, acts as your memory. It helps you keep organized because it's something where you can rely on that CRM and the content that you build and the quality of the database you build to stay organized over time. And ultimately, using tasks or some of the other functionality that you might want to use, you'll also find that it can tell you when and where and why to do things at different points in kind of a leads process. And both for online leads and for any leads for that matter, or any even relationships that you have for your building and that you want to nurture, make sure your CRM is organized so that that you can nurture folks as well. And I think the more confident that you are in your system, the better follow-up. So when you structure your system, it's really important to remember that it has to be something that works for you. And this is why I don't talk about any one specific CRM. It's just the idea of the CRM and the structure, I think, that's important. I'll show you my structure in a minute. But by structure, we're talking about the way that information flows. And again, regardless of whether it's somebody coming in online or a mail drop that you've done or door knocking that you've done, whatever the heck the source is, you need to tell the system, or needs to be in the system, and identifying where the lead came from. And this will help once you start to analyze the performance of your sources. Next is the stage. So you always want to keep track of where a lead is in the progress through the system. And this is where we talked a little bit about the Elite CRM system allows you to create opportunities, which are kind of vertical columns, and then you're able to move people in a tile format, so see their information and move them through different stages as well. You can then add tags to people, and what I would say is tags would be meant for kind of unique attributes or things that you want to keep tabs of. You want to be able to sort by those tags. Sample might be I don't know, people interested in 4-bedroom houses, or people moving up, or people moving down, those kinds of informational pieces as well. So they're not kind of fit into a vertical stage. They can be applied across a whole bunch of different people. And then if you're applying and using all three, you're going to have a much better chance of having good, solid, and consistent follow-up without missing many leads. And depending on your database size, it might not matter as much when your database is under 100, but it increasingly matters as your database gets up to the thousands kind of range. So that's when you'll really wish, if you haven't tracked, if you haven't tagged people, you don't have them in stages, and you don't know where they came from, it'll be very frustrating in the future to try to do something with them. That could look like an ISA, that could look like running AI on them. There's lots of different things that it's important to have those tags in place before it gets growing too big. So the sources, just what they specifically look like. So the source would be where they came from, where they logged in from. The stages you want to keep the stages updated. I'll show you my stages in a minute, but basically I have a lead stage, I have a lead talking stage, I have a lead trying to talk to stage. So I have a number of stages that somebody moves, like an actual lead moves through in my process. Okay. And then tags I add specific. Some systems have pawns. Some systems, I think, James made this good point last time, and yeah, you can create an opportunity where, somebody can reside. So older leads, maybe inactive leads, maybe people who told you not to call them. We have cold leads is what we use, or cold ponds, sorry. And then just, yeah, stay organized so your content is actionable. And I think, just think of it literally like if you have a bunch of business cards spread around in the top drawer of your desk, they're not actionable, but if you have them sorted and organized, they're actionable. So just keep in mind that the cleaner your database is, the more efficient you're going to be. So I believe anyways, for every 1 minute you spend organizing and cleaning your database, you kind of save 3 minutes, 4 minutes sometime in the future. But it's hard to get that discipline to where you're actually paying proper attention to it. So the CRM, like a day by day, for me looks like this. I start my day in the mornings. First thing I look at is the CRM. I look at tasks that I have to do, and from those tasks, I put them into my calendar or tag them into my calendar. And for me, that task list of things to do is my daily to-do list. And my goal is always to have like 20 to 30 actionable items in that to-do list that I check off every day. And then if I don't get to something, or the person doesn't answer, or can't make the connection, then I'll just move those tasks forward through my week. Part of my daily routine also is clearing overdue tasks and cleaning things. I make sure that if I have anything from yesterday, a day before, that I can remember, I add notes. I am a big believer in notes, because A, my memory is not that great, and B, I have a lot of things that I do. So if I take the time and like enter a voice note into my CRM around that contact, it saves me a ton of time, and I can easily remember where we were. And I just do voice text. I just do voice to text. And literally it will look like garbage, because sometimes I'm in my car, sometimes I'm driving around doing whatever. So it looks like garbage, but as long as I can make it out and read it, that's fine by me. I'm the only one looking at my notes, so I just make them as detailed as I can, but voice to text. And then, yeah, just setting future tasks and staying organized for the day. CRM or database is your future money. I talked about that bell curve of 10 deals, with 5 of them happening in the first year and 5 of them happening in the second year. This is how you keep track 1 year or 2 years from now with a lead. And I had a couple more examples after we met on Monday of people who resurrected leads that were 2 years old. So it's just that discipline. If somebody says they're not interested, and you're not able to, have you're not able to move the conversation along, at the very least, make sure you're following up with them in 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever. And that's why you want to get to this database size of a couple thousand. You want to have that thing pumping out information. You may want to create like a Mailchimp account or mail list of some kind. And that's where you can tag different, different contacts and bring them into your Mailchimp account or whatever it is. Okay. And yeah, oops, sorry. Sorry, I thought I was doing that. This last point of future tasks equal future income. It's true. It's so true. It's so true. I can't tell you how many people I've coached who I talked to about this 18-month to 2-year mark. And then a few months later, I'll do some follow-up with them, and they're ditching leads after 3 calls. So if and this, there's data around this 10 deals in 10%, so 10 deals in 2 years. Nobody pays attention. So the vast majority, the worldwide average is like 1.2% closing rate. Should be 10%. You should be organized, and you should be look at this long term, because 5 of those 10 deals may be after the 1-year mark. So when I say future tasks equal future income, it's 100% accurate. If I have somebody today that I've spoken with that I need to move forward 12 months, the only way I'm going to get ROI on my system is by making sure that those people forwarded 12 months are paid attention to. And I mean, if you really think about it, our systems, most of the people, the vast majority of the people are truly just, maybe just starting to look. Now there's ways that you can definitely help them and enter into a relationship, but at the end of the day, most of them are just starting to look. So if we're not nurturing them, a certain amount of time, then we're wasting them, and that's the bottom line. So if we're nurturing for a year and we spend 30 hours, it's exaggerated, if we spend 20 hours on a nurture, to have a $10,000 commission, that's not terrible. So keep in mind that we're in a bit of a long game, and your CRM will definitely help with that long game. So we'll just, I think I've explained tags, stages, and sources. I wanted to just jump to, we'll just do this last slide around decision making, and we'll jump to what I use in my system. But so if you have a solid CRM, solid database, solid management system, you'll know when you need to move people through different stages. And by having some discipline around your system, you'll be able to move people stage by stage by stage. And that will allow you to predict, what's going to happen in the future. And then again, in Elite CRM, it's really cool. In the CRM I use, Fault Boss, this isn't possible, but you can identify a value for each contact or lead that moves through your system. So you can increase the value as the lead moves into like a showing stage, very much higher value than when they first came in as a lead and you haven't even tried to contact them. So find systems that I guess that allow you to do that if you can. So it's one of my favorite features of Lead. So, and any Go High Level CRM. So think about, you guys got to decide when to remove a tag, when to add a tag. Sometimes removing tags are just a database cleanup thing. But thinking up tags and adding them, having naming conventions, things like that, super important. Sometimes we throw people into a pond and then we re-engage them after a certain amount of time. That could be your separate opportunities column for older leads or cold leads. But build simple rules that will allow you to make decisions faster. So maybe have tags on super hot leads like ABC leads, and then be able to sort or filter by those categories. But at the end of the day, your CRM is going to be your it's going to be more so this will be more important than the quality of leads you receive. And I can't even emphasize that enough. Like, if you are able to have a great, like a super strong, consistent database, you'll have a lot more success than just you driving leads. so that's it for the presentation part. And we'll jump into some of the ideas that I have around stages and sources. So does anybody have any questions? Same thing we did. So did everybody receive the email I sent with this quick little samples of sources and stages? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Awesome. Okay, so it was sent out, yeah, just to the list on the, well, to the whole list, but okay. So let me ask you guys, when we'll jump to the stages. So when you're keeping an eye on your database, how are you deciding who's more valuable than the other person? Can I ask that? Godwin?
Yeah. Like it depends on the type of conversation that I've had, like I had with the person and how engaging they are. Like there's certain people, they reach out to you and you call them, they will answer like, oh yeah, we stopped looking, or call us back in 3 or 4 months or whatever, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like they just want to rush you off the phone, right? And some people also take their time to engage and listening to you. So it all depends on how engaging they are. That's how how I group them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Inside of your, what CRM do you use?
Yeah, I'm using the Exact and Elite.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Okay, so yeah, inside of your CRM, what you just described to me are things that I would tag. So, different kind of tendencies or different situations. But one thing I would suggest is, just here are my sample stages. So I have, well, basically 6 categories of lead management stages. So every one of my contacts is either a new lead, which I just label lead. Then as they move to me picking up the phone and trying to contact, then I call them trying to contact. Then if I start talking with them, they're in my talking stage, et cetera, et cetera. So from talking to appointment, I have search set up after appointment because I want to have met with them online. And then I have offer in progress, transaction completed. And it's just like literally that simple. So every one of my, I have like 8,000 contacts. Everybody's in one of those stages. So if I ever want to look at like all of the people I'm trying to contact is one thing. If I had a different CISA, I would just make sure that they're trying to talk to all of the people I haven't contacted, and then I'll handle all the talking and the appointment setting. Or whatever you want to do. So does that make some sense? Like add some,
Yeah.
because God, I think we think linearly, like we think like left to right.
Mhm.
But then like all the thoughts in our heads are the tags, like they weren't that interested or they were super interested, right? So that's how I would tag people in using tags like that, right?
Okay.
So I heard it perfectly in your example. It was like you're talking and all I'm hearing is tags, and then just figure out how to move people left to right. And the opportunities tab under in Elite is amazing. So it's very visual, left to right. That's it. So
Yeah, and like I went in after our session on Monday, and I mean, James was talking about it. So after that, like I've taken some time and I went through it, and it's amazing. It's really good, and I'm loving it right about now. So yeah,
good.
it's really.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. It's really well organized. So perfect. Thanks, Gordon. James.
Can you just go back to where you had all your stages there? I just have a question about so after the so trying to contact once you've made that contact, right? So you reach them, but if they're not interested or they're, I guess you have nurturing for past clients, but I don't see anything like that you would put somebody into where they're either not interested at all, but it's like your first time talking to them, so you're not just gonna write them off. And I don't see anything for like people who are like, oh, I'm, a year away type of thing. Like you just move them all to talking.
Yeah, so really good question. So I would manage this with my tasks. So their time frame. So the stages are what I have done or want to do, right? The when I call them next would be under my tasks. So if it were we had a great conversation, I'm talking with them, I leave them in my lead talking stage, but then I create a task that's like a year from now.
Mm.
So it's kind of like the timing is my tasks and the where they are is the stage.
Okay, that's really smart. Okay, that makes because I feel like you could just lose
Yes.
so many leads in a long-term nurture thing where you've never had those conversations, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is exactly this is the reason I start my day looking at my tasks, because something can pop up in there that I haven't even touched for a year. Right. And then all of a sudden it's in my today's tasks and I'm like, holy smokes, but I left good notes. They were talking a year ago, whatever the case is.
Cool.
So
Cool.
tasks are like my savior for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan,
Hi. I didn't get that sheet.
have you been getting anything I've sent just out of curiosity?
Yes.
Okay. I'll send it again, 100%.
Thank you.
Tim, I didn't see that either. Maybe I missed it.
I sent it for you, so
Well, maybe I.
no.
missed it.
I'm just kidding. I'll resend it. Or no problem at all. No problem. Anybody else while I'm writing down?
The last email from you was the chart with the blue background and the red lines, the red wave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's possible.
So that was the last one.
Nobody else received this? I'll send it to everybody. Probably won't be till tonight or tomorrow morning, so
Can I have one as well? I didn't
Yeah.
get the other one.
I will send it to everybody for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can
Thank
can you repeat again about the tags? Actually, if you tag it,
Yeah, so
I mean, like after the conversation, you put a tag there, or is that what you meant?
so this is up to you. My system tags are for like maybe labeling people's intent. So I have 3 primary tags, but an agent can add whatever they want. So in my little sales pyramid, I have people who they're just starting, they just thinking about purchasing. There's people who are ready to purchase, and then there's people who are scared to purchase. So that just coincides with my little sales pyramid. But I have probably 600 or 700 tags in the system that various people have used. So I would say the tag is more like identifying a person or a trait or an attribute, something they're interested in.
But what's the difference between using the tags and also the earlier one? Like what is that? Yeah, those. Yeah, you put it at stages. I know that you might be saying like, oh, it is still well, basically it's the status, the progress. But if you put the leads in here, would that suffice? Actually, like
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, I think you just said it, right? The stage is the progress. So stage is your linear moving left to right. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. The tags would be highlighting things like they're really interested or they're not so interested. That's what I use tags for. But the stages are linear. Like if you look at these, right? I'm trying to contact them. I'm talking with them. I've set it up an appointment. So very linear. Whereas tags just tell me whatever, like general traits about them, such as they're in the desire to purchase phase, which is the next year or 2 years.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Good question. Thank you. Who haven't I picked on? So Ron, do you have questions?
These guys are asking great questions that are helping me a
Yeah.
ton.
Yeah, that's the
Uh,
best part of this. Yeah, for
And I
sure.
appreciate that. I'm still a little confused between all of it. It is in elite opportunities instead of stage. Is that correct? Do I have that? Those two coincide?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So,
And then
but your opportunities, so you have your opportunities tab or whatever, and then you have to label those that, move left to right, right columns, left to right.
okay. Okay.
And then this would basically, if you just think of it, like this would equate to the label on the top of the column.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then trying to understand tasks is simply, hey, this is for me to do. This, like you said, timing, therefore I have it as a task, and when. And then tags are simply like if I'm just specific to that buyer, where would it be first time home buyer? That could be a tag, or
Yeah, for sure. I mean, whatever you want to kind of keep track of, ideally like multiple people, because the tags you can search by, you can filter by tags in any system. So yeah, so the tags would be exactly that. Yes. First time home buyer, ready to go, A, B, C, D, any of those kinds of things that you might have to search by are definitely tags.
okay, I would be curious for more examples of those tags, just so I get a better handle on that
Sure.
at some point, if you have that.
Yeah, can anybody think of examples themselves of tags that they might use? No one? So I think
The
Ron,
main time that I like use tags is if like because I have a CRM that I share with another guy. There's like three of us in there, and leads will get assigned. And so there's no like assign option, so they just tag the name of whoever it is. But that's the only time that I really use tags a lot.
yeah. What a
That's to
great
show
way.
ownership, James. That's to say who owns this lead. Is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
so then I can just go in and I can just type in James in like search by tags, and then I can see everyone that's assigned to me, so I don't, go through other people's leads for them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely something we use. Every single agent gets tagged with their name as soon as the lead comes in.
Okay, on a team that makes sense. If it's just me running through the leads, and then I wouldn't need that. But I like what you're saying, and be able to search. I guess I just don't know how to use that. I can see how to use tasks. I don't see how I'm going to ever search tags, because I'm just going to go do my tasks, and therefore,
So
right.
let's just say you decide to, like, you do a mail list, right? Or maybe you have a Mailchimp account or whatever. So you just go through anybody you're in the stage lead talking, and you say, I want to tag all these people. So you can do those big group tags like all at once. Or you could, go in and pick and choose, or sort by all your A clients, if that's how you kind of grade your
Okay.
clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this on my current CRM. I
Yeah.
just didn't know what it was labeled as, because I have my A clients, my B clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those that have referred to me are A+ clients. Okay.
Yeah.
And that helps me a ton. We just threw a party for at our local jump zone for our clients that had kids, right? Because that's the ones that want to jump on the big trampoline park, right? So that
I do.
okay, and you can come too.
Yeah.
So that is an example of clients with kids. That could be a tag for
Yeah.
that type of a party. Okay, that clicks. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. It's a good idea. Or attendees at the event, or whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you want. And you'll end
That
up
makes
with
more sense.
probably end up with a lot of tags if you can kind of create a naming convention, I guess, or a reason to tag, but otherwise just tag away.
Thanks for helping me understand how that's being used.
It might be a different term actually in different CRMs. So
Probably all it was. Yeah. Thank you.
Jonathan.
For tags, you can put buyer or seller.
Mhm.
And also don't forget that a buyer will be a seller eventually.
Definitely.
Good call.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
So if you put like a buyer, maybe the year, so buyer 25, buyer 26 for the year, and then
yeah,
you can follow up with your drip campaign after.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good idea. Yeah. And in any system, I think you make a really good point. Drips and automations can be run off tags.
Mm.
So if you tag somebody in Elite, you can definitely create automations that happen once you tag people.
Cool.
Cool. Alexandra, do you have any questions?
No, Tim, thank you. Just would like to know if you have my email address good, because I didn't receive any.
Okay, I just copied it. It's possible I didn't send this, so I just copied it as well, so I'll make sure.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you. Susan, any questions or comments? Advice?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Come on. What's wrong?
What? Are you calling me a big mouth?
No, I didn't say that at all. You usually have a lot of feedback and input, so it's good.
I'm good today, thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. What can I think about too? Yeah, when you are creating tags, just think about the long run. So what you might be using in the long run. Some systems tag things automatically when the lead comes in. For instance, I had Follow-Up Boss used to tag the postal code where somebody came in from, whatever that's called, postal code in their form, but it got to be thousands of postal codes or hundreds of postal codes, and it destroyed my whole system where I could actually look through tags. So be, think it through a little bit what you want to tag and try to make sure it's not going to be like a one-off tag. Yeah, that'd be my suggestion anyways.
I would like to say that I also use the note part after every conversation. Just remember the last time that I speak with the client.
Yeah, good idea. I don't know how I would survive without it. So yeah, great idea. It's funny because I don't think we talk enough about, we talk about obviously CRMs and this and that, but it's like that structure becomes quite personal. Even like me, I'm like, I don't know why I'm like embarrassed to share my like these stages and stuff, but they're just who I am and who my team, my group is. So yeah, but create your own thing. All right. Anybody, anything at all, not just this, anything. But he's very quiet today.
I've got a new lead.
Excellent.
And he was very clear. He said, I'm not looking to sell, I'm looking for a property manager.
Oh, are you kidding me?
And I'm saying, well, so why did you fill that
Yeah.
in? Looking for, so because you can put me on your list, and if you know any property managers, I'd appreciate it if you'd let me know.
Oh man. Phone book. Yeah.
Well, at least you still have his contact. But the good thing is, he answered the phone.
He did.
Maybe they're not answering.
Well, he didn't answer the phone. I left a message, and then because I'm getting tired of just keep phoning back and it's annoying. So I said, I just explained, you clicked on my link and I'm here to help, and how can I help you? So then he texted me back saying,
Nice.
I'm not looking to sell my house. I'm just looking for a property manager.
Oh well. Yeah.
I'm just curious to ask, you guys out there, how did you find, what's the result so far? Have you been getting good leads? I mean, not good leads, maybe number of leads, so far since you signed up?
Mine are getting less and less. I had about 25 after 8 weeks, and now I've had one this last week.
Okay.
Susan, you do seller leads, right?
Yes, but I sent in a message saying I'll do whatever I need to do to get leads, you know, so,
Yeah,
but
that's good. Yeah, use the, I mean, definitely those tech calls, like be on those calls. Does anybody know what time the tech calls are, like tech support calls?
didn't
No?
know there was.
Yeah, they're in the school account, I think.
Oh,
Well,
it-
it's a
it's a
Q&A.
it's a
It was,
Q&A.
Yeah.
And on Fridays,
Oh, that's
we
Friday.
will
Okay.
have, yeah. So on Fridays,
Oh.
William will have a session and about any issues, concerns, wins, losses, or whatnot. But the Q&As are Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, that's right. That's different, huh?
Right, right. Oh, I understand. Yeah, the Friday is, yeah. Okay.
And I definitely think like it's weird because I watched this happen so often for so many years, and it's a it's a long game. I mean, you always hope that, you know, in your bell curve of the world, you get 2 or 3 in the first year, or 5 in the first year. But you know, it's definitely I think people need to look at this, I think, like a marketing channel. And any marketing channel you start isn't going to instantly produce. And I'm not sure how the world works in sales of products, but I just know that, you know, our agents are do okay if they get a deal in the first 60 days, 90 days. But those who remain kind of patient and on the system, things just they come their way. But they come their way because they've worked on them or worked with those people for a while. So it's an easy thing for me to say, and I'm not in any way associated with BMS, I'll tell you right now. But I have seen, like, even my own stuff, my own produced leads. It just it takes a while, and that's a while with people working them fairly effectively. So, but I can appreciate that, Susan, totally, like squeaky wheel.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and I don't know, like just like Susan, like I was getting leads at least two, 3 during like in a day, but since last week I haven't seen any, you know, so it was like, what's going on? And I just it's just hit and miss, right? But the lead in Christine, in answering your question, the lead that I've been getting, I've been able to connect and I've been able to engage before we hop on the line. So I was just talking to one of the leads that she have a townhouse she wants to sell and she wants to buy, you know, and like I have an appointment with her next week to go and have a sit down. So um then last week I had another one. Funny enough, we live in the same area. He's probably like just 2 doors away from me from where I live.
Wow.
So I met with him and I'm actually they want to sell their townhouse and I'm also purchased. So, but he's saying his parents were away in India and the parents are like came back I think on Wednesday. And so I'm going to sit down with them and do a walkthrough. So yeah, I've been getting
Cool.
some actions and yeah, so it hasn't been bad though. But then there are odd ones that hangs up on you and don't want to talk to you and give you all sort of stories. So, but I guess
Yeah.
what happened with online leads.
yeah. So you guys know, like, thanks, Carmen. That's awesome, by the way. Way to go. It's great.
Good. Thank you.
I'm a lead volume person. I'll take any garbage lead anytime, anywhere, and my talented group will chew through them. But yeah, it's been strange lately. I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the market in general, and I think the meta algorithms are having issues. Because I'm way down as well. I'm probably down 30 to 40% over my normal, like, week over week. So yeah, so things just crash. So not crash, but things are down. So I'm hoping that changes. I'm hoping that changes.
It's quiet in Edmonton. Is everybody else feeling that same thing in Edmonton? And it's just kind of slowing down or something. I had a possession today that didn't happen, so that was annoying. But I've just noticed that it's just normally I get buyers and I get people calling all the time, but feels slower.
I would agree. I think so too. And I think everybody I talk to overall believes it's slower. And I think even folks that I talk to in the US slowed down in a lot of markets too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Not in Montreal.
Yeah, and I initially I had a mindset that okay, the leads comes in and the leads are like, you know, just the numbers, there's nothing, right? Then I think there was one session and Tim, just like you rightly said that, okay, you know what, I'll take any lead. So I kind of changed my mindset, like, you know, anything that comes in, I will just grab it and I'll make the call. And it has been it has been very helpful, right? You know, so there's one that came in and the AI sent the message and she goes, oh, stop, I'm not interested. But I called her and I was able to engage her. And like, she goes, oh, call me in 2 months time and let's talk, you know? So it's like, you never know. So yeah, like at this point, I would just take anything that comes in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's how I have always been. And in fact, I've asked, we'll generate some of the leads and like, give me the crappiest leads possible, like lower the quality, increase the area, like do what it takes, but I just want volume, so. But it's a different mindset, so not everybody should think that way.
Now you tell us.
Just to confirm, like, don't think that way. All right. Anybody, thanks for that feedback. I mean, I think in these sessions, you guys learn from each other more than me yapping, so I love that. Thank you.
I have a quick idea for your what was it? Property management issue, Susan.
Oh.
I don't know that it's a solution for you right now, but one thing that I have done is I've made relationships with a couple of property management companies that made them say or that I've agreed, and they've agreed that if I send them somebody that needs property management, if that person decides to buy, I'm keeping in touch and they are loyal to me. That's my client.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Very good idea.
Yeah,
Keep that relationship open, and then they're open to the leads too, obviously, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know that Maxwell Realty actually has a property management division in one of our offices here in Edmonton, so
All right.
we follow
Yeah,
that up.
definitely build that relationship for sure.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Thanks, Ron. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, 2:46. Is everybody good?
We're so good.
Okay. That's 5 times. Thank you. Alexandra, you're definitely on the email list, so you'll get the next one.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, team.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Tim.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.